This morning. Welcome to the Winner Circle. And let me just kind of lend some context to this call, the nature of this call, why this call is so important because this is the call where we engineer the mind, right? How many of you guys love Chat GPT? Show of hands. Y'all love Chat, right? Everybody love Uncle Chat, right? I call him Uncle Chat. Right? Everybody love Uncle Chat. But what if I told you guys that the best tool, best AI tool that you have is this right here, is your mind, right? That's the best AI tool you have, right? And that's why we have this call because as entrepreneurs and as engineers of the mind, when we start our journeys toward growing wealth, what we're ultimately saying is, I am willing to wage war on everything I believed before I got here. That is the declaration that you're saying. So look at that from both ends, right? So if I'm an entrepreneur or businessman or woman, and I'm saying, hey, okay, I am going to start a business, I ultimately am saying is I am declaring war. This is a declaration of war, but a declaration of war of everything that's been in here so far that did not GPS me to the desired destination, right? Because, hey, our best thinking got us wherever we were that we said we didn't want to be. Yes? Can I get everybody just agreeable for a second? Like, because the truth will set you free,
Yes.
right? And the mastermind call is where we master the mind, right? And so what we're ultimately saying is, hey, listen, I'm going to go out here, stake my own claim. I'm going to determine my own value. But in order to determine my own value, I've got to wage war with everything that's already been here. And I've got to go on and crusade to renew this thing called my thinking. Right? Y'all ever seen somebody angry, like really angry? And the funny part, because I laugh at people when they get mad like that, because it's just funny to me. Because it's amazing how they don't realize that they are the source of how they got there. Right? It's like you are really upset, but you're the reason you're upset. Right? My mentor JT, this is mastermind call. So just very honest. If you got issues, it's you. If you got issues, it's you. Right? And so you tell your kids that all the time. All the time, right? Yeah, you got to make people responsible for their thinking. And so, as entrepreneurs, right, when we set off on this journey to say, hey, I'm going to become wealthy, I'm going to determine my own value, what we're ultimately saying is, I'm going to wage war with all the belief systems that I inherited. I'm going to take a mental inventory of all the belief systems that got me to an undesirable destination because the brain is like a GPS system, right? It's like, okay, this is where I want to go, right? But the problem is, Chloe, that most of us don't know it's a GPS system. So we've been letting everybody else put the locations in. And then we end up in these places that we don't want to be. And we like, how the hell did I get here? And why did I stay so long? Lord have mercy. I've been here for 4 years. Oh my God, I've been here for 10 years. And we never think about what we're thinking about. Wow. We never think about what we're thinking about. And so I want you guys to just accept, receive this, okay, this morning, that as entrepreneurs, what you're also saying is, I'm not just saying, hey, I want to make a desirable income. I'm also saying that I'm waging war on me. And I'm waging war on me from a place of, hey, the belief systems and the thought processes and the pathologies that got me to this space that I didn't want to be from a standpoint of personal value, I'm no longer comfortable here. So I have to now, okay, take on some new thinking, right? So that I can get somewhere that I want to go. And in the beginning, I've got to borrow some thinking from somebody else until I can learn to think for myself. This is why we do joint work. This is why leadership is so valuable on this platform, right? Because I get to, in the mastermind, that's what a mastermind is about. I get to borrow some thinking from some other people until I can learn how to leverage that mind. Napoleon Hills did something very interesting, Chloe, where he, in his book, he talked about the built-in committee, and everybody has one. Our built-in committee. So whether we know it or not, we actually run our thinking by a committee of people that we've collected along the way, right? That qualify as opinions for the decisions that we make. For some of us, it's our mom. For some of us, it's our dad. For some of us, our brothers and sisters. For some of us, it's our friends. But most of us have chosen this committee subconsciously without really being intentional about it. And so this is where, building your circles with intention become absolutely vital to your wealth journey. So what Napoleon Hill did was he said, I didn't have a lot of friends. So he leveraged his imagination and he took the top 10 thinkers shy of his time. He had people like Mahatma Gandhi in there, Martin Luther King in there, John F. Kennedy in there, right? And he used to run his decisions by them in an imaginary state. Hans, I warned you that they was gonna think I was crazy before the call. Okay, I warned you, but I'm not gonna go all the way there. But I'm teetering the line, brother.
Don't
I'm
worry.
teetering the
Keep it going. Keep it going.
line. I'm teetering the line.
We'll
But
have to build the agency with two alone if anything else, but we'll still be here. You got one. You got one. You got one.
yes, sir. But stay with me, you guys, because I just want you guys to understand how important it is for you guys to engineer your mind. And this is a declaration of war. The minute you said that I'm going to be an entrepreneur, you're declaring war. But on the other end, what we're saying is, I can no longer be who I've always been. I can no longer be who I've always been. And I promise you guys that that disposition mentally and emotionally actually supersedes every skill set you'll learn having to do with life insurance. That skill set alone, that's why we have this call, okay? Because the mastermind means we're engineering, we're learning how to engineer the best tool that God ever gave a man or a woman is this right here, the human intellect, okay? This is the best chat GPT you got, but you got to get connected with it. We got to learn how to use it. We got to learn how to leverage it, right? And so, one of the things that we talked about last night, okay, super important. Kim Marlena did an amazing job training last night, and they talked about the 90-day action plan. And I'm going to leverage that to kind of segue into what I wanted to talk to you guys about today, because today I'm going to show you guys how 3, 3, and 8 can make you $1 million a month in OIC. Okay, so I want you guys to write down, grab a pen and pad, right? I also want you guys to understand too that everything that you learn on this platform, I want you guys to classify all information as life-changing information. Why do I want you guys to classify all the information as life-changing information? Why is that super important? Because if I don't classify it, Miss Tyresha, as life-changing information, I'll treat the information casually, right? I'll kind of be like casual about where I show up, how I show up. But if I felt like every time a leader spoke on this platform, it could change my life, I'd show up a little different. So I have to engineer my mind, here we go, to say it's all life-changing information. Right? Because I get to choose the value, don't I? Right? Everything that I believe is a choice, by the way. Everything you believe is a choice. So you get to choose the beliefs that serve your objectives, even if you got to lie to yourself, because the subconscious mind does not know the difference. This is why I tell you guys, I am a billionaire, right? I keep I keep indoctrinating my subconscious mind with that. After a while, it's going to say that he's a billionaire. If you classify him outside of that, then, it's a little off track to what we've been used to hearing. And then all of a sudden, it manifests into the world as my reality, because I chose those beliefs. You get to choose the beliefs that serve your objectives. So when you come on the platform, Shy, this making sense to you, Shy? I see you now. Yeah, we good? Okay, right? So you get to choose your beliefs on this platform that help you move the ball in your favor. So when I come to the platform, I always come to the platform with a pen and pad. I'm ready to go because I believe that every time somebody says something to me on this platform, it is privileged information and it is life-changing information. So I take notes different. I listen different. I show up different. Does this make sense to you guys? Right? Good stuff. Last night, Kim talked about 90-day action plan. I'm going to just give y'all some of my notes as we segue because I took notes and they were amazing notes. My notes were so amazing that I thought I'd share them with you guys this morning, right? Okay. So she said, your main goal is to get crystal clear about where you're going. Crystal clear. Okay. Not fuzzy clear, not I got an idea clear, not like I kind of think I know where I'm going clear, but crystal clear. My father used to give me this analogy all the time when I was a kid. He used to say, setting goals or having a vision, Gabriella, is like being on a highway moving toward a billboard. The closer you get to the billboard, the clearer it becomes, right? You got to get crystal clear about where you're going. Okay. Number one, crystal clear. Okay. In fact, so crystal clear. Like this morning, I was actually bubble charting even where I'm at, right? From a standpoint of getting crystal clear. Like I was clear, but I got off the call and said, am I crystal clear? You know what I'm saying? Like, so now call me Crystal. You see what I'm saying? Like my name is Crystal today. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm crystal clear, right? So y'all call me today, call me Crystal, because I'm crystal clear, right? Crystal clear. All right. But number one, get crystal clear. Number two, okay. She talked about recruiting target, impact target, and production target. Okay. So once I get crystal clear, what is my target? Recruiting targets, impact target. Okay. Impact target meaning how many people am I talking to every day? Just marrying the activity, divorcing the results, right? Not really worrying about the results. Okay. Activity driven. Okay. Then production target. Okay, how much income do I need to hit my goals? What are my income targets? Okay. Then she said, set a bold number. that stretches you. Okay. Set unrealistic goals is what I put. See, somebody said be realistic about your goals, but every time, Gabriella, I talk to somebody who has what I want, they don't have realistic goals. They say set unrealistic goals. I swear to God, because there's two schools of thought on goals, right? You got smart goal people, realistic. They talk about it smart, it's attainable, it's realistic. But every time I talk to those people, they don't have anything I want. So I'll leave you guys to discern. Okay. I'll leave you to discern, but I'm just giving you guys the difference. The people that I talk to, Monica, that have what I want, they say set unrealistic goals, like goals that scare the hell out of you. That's the criteria for the goal setting people that I'm around. They like, look, make sure the goal scares the hell out of you, just like that. Can y'all set a goal that scares the hell out of you? Absolutely. Right? What does that mean? A goal that stretches you, Kim said last night. Make sure it stretches you. Right? Make sure that it determines that you become someone else, somebody that you've never been before. Right? Stretches you. Get you out of your comfort zone. Right? Then she said this was powerful because this is where we're engineering the mind. She said, write your goal in present tense. Okay. And then she used an example, and like, I have created, 3 new business directors in my organization, and I'm really excited about it. Put a feeling behind it. Make it real to some part of your being. Okay. Then she said, I love this. She said, WhatsApp is your social media. Okay. And then I wanted to add, you know, you guys, here's the thing. When I was talking with somebody that I have a lot of respect for too, you know, we were talking about social media. We were talking about this being an ecosystem. And it's beautiful how we have the opportunity, you guys, to create our own community and our own ecosystems, right? Did you guys know that some of the most successful people in the world financially create the market first, then create the product? Wow. Guess who has the opportunity to do that? How many guys want to be book writers, by the way? Right? Anybody want to be a book writer? Well, if you built a team of 3,000 agents, you already got a market for your book, yes? Absolutely. Right? You got a built-in market. And then that market will go tell the world about your book, but that's a great start. Yes? Right? And anything else that you want to bring to the ecosystem, right? So you guys have an opportunity to create your own social media. Nothing's more power than that. You can be Mark Zuckerberg. You won't get the credit, but who wants the credit when you can get the credits, the money? See, I don't want the credit. I want the credits, right? Is it making sense to anybody? Yes? Y'all with me? Okay, good stuff. Because I'm just showing y'all what my notes look like from last night. Okay. And then she talked about a follow up mindset, which was super powerful. Super powerful. Follow up mindset. You know, what I love about it was that just the day before I was at the office and I was training, and we were talking about following up, and people were kind of sharing why they don't follow up. Because they, and then some of the senses was, well, I just feel like I'm bothering people. When should I stop following up? And my answer was when they tell you stop calling me. Anybody's ever sold final expense? Oh man, y'all know we wasn't no joke. You triple down, right? Listen, I'm calling 3 times from 9 to 11. I'm calling another 3 times from 9 to 12. And then from 12 to I take a little break. From 12 to 3, I'm calling them same people 3 times again. And I take another little break and I'm calling them same people, right? Another 3 times. We would call the same person 9 times a day until finally they be like, stop calling me. Right? And only then we would take them off the list. Now, I'm not saying that you guys should do that. I really hope that you don't do that. But what I'm saying is, in business, the mindset, the follow up mindset is in business, nothing is personal. Please write that down. In business, nothing is personal, right? You guys ever been just kind of had your TV on and then all of a sudden you hear something go, BK, have it your way, you rule, right? Did they ask y'all permission to come on y'all TV and promote their stuff? No. And did you get mad when it came on, or did you kind of sing along? Because I know the song at this point, right? You see what I'm saying? Like you didn't get mad because you understand that that's business. So when you're calling people, are you a business? You're a business. You do not have to apologize, hesitate, or be apprehensive about calling somebody about business. Because the disposition is I bring value and I represent value. It's up to you to tell me, hey, you don't want this value. Just like it's up to me to change the channel, right? I can change the channel when the commercial come on. I don't want to hear that. I can change the channel, but they not going to stop, right? They are not going to stop promoting their businesses on my tell their vision, because that's what television means. It's telling a vision. I get to tell you my vision. But when do you get to tell somebody your vision? And why are you apprehensive about it? Why are you afraid? Who told you you didn't qualify? Who told you that your vision didn't matter? Come on, y'all. Do I got some buy-in here?
You
Right?
got it, son.
Yes. Okay. You don't need permission to be successful. I want everybody to look at their shoes, their feet real quick. Okay? Everybody look at their feet. I want you guys to understand that the soil or the floor beneath your feet is this place called America. And this is a capitalist country. And when you were born here as a citizen or you came here and got citizenship, you had permission for free enterprise. You do not need anybody's permission to tell your vision. And those people that you hear talking about how great this country is, that's what they're talking about. In case you didn't get the memo, that's what they're talking about. See, one of the reasons that I love my friends that are immigrants, because they get it. See, they're not confused at all. They're like, listen, I know why I'm here. One of the reasons that Hans goes so hard, Hans understands, like, listen, my people, Haitian immigrants. I'm not playing with this opportunity to be in this country. It's an opportunity to participate in free enterprise, and you don't need permission. Okay. So, follow up mentality is a mentality that says, I don't need permission to call you about bringing value as a businessman or a businesswoman. Did that help anybody? Yay? Yes. Right? Because some of us, like me in the W-2 space for 20 something years, I showed up and was cool. See, I was established. I got a career. I make 28 an hour. I got a package. I don't want to bother people with, stuff. But when you became an entrepreneur, okay, that no longer applies to you. It doesn't. You're a businessman, a businesswoman. So those are my notes from yesterday, you guys. I just wanted to kind of elaborate on real quick. Now, I want to share with you guys real quick, okay, how, and then I'll open it up to some of the leaders, and then we can talk about some wins and stuff. I want to talk about how 3, 3, and 8 can make you $1 million a month in OIC. Okay, 3, 3, and 8. Y'all ready for this? You guys ready for this? This
Yes,
is
we are ready.
Yes, sir. Let's go.
okay. I love it. I love it. We got a team on the call today. All right. So here we go. I'm gonna pull this up real quick, and I'm gonna interact with it. All right. So 3, 3, and 8. Okay. Everybody understands by now that 3, 3, and 8 is the cornerstone. This is a building block. I want you guys to see this as a building block. This is a stone. 3, 3, and 8 is a building block. Okay. Your organization is made up of these blocks. Okay. And until these bricks are laid, nothing moves in your organization. Let's start there. Okay. Until these bricks are laid. Now, organizationally, we're talking organizationally. I'm not talking about those of you with a mighty, mighty pen that's going to write your way into, a business director contract. Cool. Okay. But we're talking about how to leverage the OIC contract using 3, 3, and 8 to make $1 million a month in OIC. Okay. So this is the building block here, 3, 3, and 8. And I'm going to try to make this small enough. I have a tendency to write very big here. So how many of you guys know off top how many you need for your business director structure? How many agents are a necessity in your business director structure?
It's 8 licensed agents, 2 associates, and 1 field director.
Yes, sir. Now that's the positional structure, right? Which is absolutely correct. Did somebody say 12? You need 12. Okay. 12. 3, 6, 9. Okay, this is 9. This is 12. I mean, this is 3 more. So that equals 12. All right. So just know, okay, at the business director position, okay, I'm going to need 12 agents. Okay. Y'all got that? Locked in? Bada boom, bada bing. Okay. Our default setting every single month is this foundational brick, right? 3, 3, and 8. Yes. Every single month, we're saying from the bottom up, 3, 3, and 8. So if these are TAs, okay, all these people are TAs, okay, and then I got my 2 associates, and I got my field director here. All right. Now my field director also has, his structure here as well, because for him to be a field director, these are actually 3 associates. All right. And for them to be associates, they also have 3, 3, and 8. But we're going to keep it very fundamental here. All right. Y'all following this so far? Yes? Okay. Because I don't want to lose anybody. So we got 12. All right. I want y'all to remember that number. Okay. 12 is the magic number. Right? Some people see a BD and they think, and the reason that we got to look at this stuff, because some people see a BD and they think like it's this astronomical number that created this BD. No, 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 no. It's 12. Okay. I want you guys to write down success is a minority class. And we're going to talk about that in a minute because in the investor space where we live, okay, this is a quiet conversation, right? But I digress. So 12. Now, if everybody in my 12, Hans, is hitting 3, 3, and 8 every month, this is where the magic happens. Okay. These three go 3, 3, and 8. Okay. That's 24K. Yes. These three go 3, 3, and 8. That's 24K. These three go 3, 3, and 8. That's 24K. That equals 72K. Yes. And submitted gross. Is that not 72K? 72K? My mathing? Yes. Okay. Then I got these three up here. They all go 3, 3, and 8. That's another 24K, right? And then you hit your 3, 3, and 8K. When we add it up, okay, that's 104,000 in submitted gross every single month from your organization. When you got a team that's bought in to the brick, this business is about simplicity, you guys. I swear to you. I got people that's trying to figure this thing out. They doing all kind of unnecessary stuff. It is so easy to just get everybody on your team bought in to 3, 3, and 8. See, if everybody on your team is bought into 3, 3, and 8, and it represents $104,000 a month, isn't that a good plan? Isn't that a solid business plan? Tyresha, right? Like, look, I got 12 people. All y'all got to do every month is bring 3 people on board. Okay. I was just talking to Kyrie Jones this morning, right? I said, listen, everybody wants to make more money. Yes. Who doesn't want to make more money? Everybody wants to make more money. So when you're approaching recruits, the reason that people don't recruit is because they either feel like they're bothering people or they're thinking from a personal gains disposition. And when you make it about you, you don't talk to people genuinely. But I swear to you guys, I put it on my life today. If you talk to people genuinely about the opportunity that's in it for them, you will recruit more people. How many of you guys, before you came into this business, was saying things to yourself like, man, if I could just use an extra 2K a month in my household. I could just use an extra $1,000 a month in my household. Right? Before we got all lofty and y'all met Suni Saman, he was talking about $1 million a month. Right? Right? Before that, right? It was like, man, I just need an extra 2K in this house. That's how you talk to people. Hey, neighbor, friend, Michelle Austin put me on the phone with her neighbor this morning. Guy by the name of Alexander Lacrosse. I don't know. I think that's his last name, Michelle. But Alexander, 3-way. Listen, neighbor, what are you doing? Would you like to make some additional income? No harm, no foul. So the language that we're using is, hey, Kyrie, go grab 3 partners real quick. See how I'm making it sound very simple? Because it is. Hey, man, just go grab you 3 partners real quick. What does that mean? 3 people who say, listen, man, I could use an extra $2,000, $3,000 a month. I don't necessarily need to get them people off of LinkedIn. Now, LinkedIn is the system. Don't get me wrong, because we're talking about duplication and a long-term business strategy. But hey, listen, man, 3 people is 3 people that want to make some extra money. So if I got 3 people, okay, every single month, and I did 3 applications worth 8K every single month, and I got 12 people plus myself doing that every single month, that represents $104,000 in submitted gross in my business. You guys got that? All right. Y'all got that? Y'all like my brick? This brick is truth,
Yes.
right? This is the cornerstone of the organization. 3, 3, and 8. All right. Now I'm going to erase this real quick because now we're going to talk about the importance of on how to turn this into a $1 million a month business for you. Are those numbers too high for some of you guys? $1 million a month? Because I know some of y'all grown like me, and got kids, you know.
Absolutely not, sir.
Okay, okay. I just was trying to make sure I'm talking to the right folks, $1 million a month. Okay. So because this is the plan that I came in on, and when I tell you guys that I'm gonna make no less than $1 million a month here, like I really mean it, right? And I know that. Thank you, Marlena. No limit, right? Here's the cool thing about being profitable, by the way. See, when I'm making wages and I'm making an hourly, I'm capped. But when I make a profit, there's no limit to how many times I can turn a profit. See, profitability has no limits to the upside. Okay, so here we go. This is why we say get your 10. No limits to your upside. This is you. Okay. This is you in 5 years. Because, hey, it's not going to happen overnight. But how many of you guys, if it took you 5 years to make $1 million a month, would it be worth the 5-year journey? Absolutely. Right?
Absolutely.
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 Okay. So this is you in 5 years. Okay. This is why we say get your 10. Get your 10. So all of these are business directors. Okay. This whole line through. Right. These are BDs. All right. I want to expand y'all's vision today. These are all business directors. Now, let me look at some faces. All right. Who do I have here? All right, I see Tyresha, I see Chloe, I see Betty, I see Miss Gabriella, I see George, I see Kim. Good stuff, good stuff. All right, so this is why we say get your 10. Based on the analogy that we just created before, right? We said that a proper business director, let me reverse it real quick. If I'm a BD and my team is not laying the fundamental bricks of 3, 3, and 8, am I really a BD?
No, sir.
Absolutely. No, sir.
No.
It's an empty house.
I'm a BD on paper, though. But I'm really just what Brad calls a glorified sales agent. I didn't say it. Right? I'm just a Chloe's laughing. I like Chloe, man. Uh, but I'm just a glorified sales agent, meaning that, hey, I did maybe the work in the beginning. I got my structure, but I didn't really pour into my people. I didn't count the numbers. I didn't bring them along every part of the journey. I didn't man my business day to day. I didn't move people because that's what a business director means. I'm directing business. Not some of the time, not when I feel like it, but all the time. I'm moving people in a desired direction. I'm a business director. Okay? So if I'm not really directing business and I show up to the title, but I don't have a team, I'm not really a business director. I'm a business director on paper. Okay? And like I said, or a glorified sales agent. I got a 70, 80% contract, no team. Okay? So, but if I did it right, which all of you are going to do, right? Shy, all you guys, Tarisha, Timmy, Betty, Stephen Taylor, George, right? Coco, y'all going to do it right, right? We're going to do this thing right. And we're going to go and hit the business director position with momentum. Okay? Now we know that each one of these BDs represent minimum 104K per month. Hello? And if I multiply that by 10, does anybody see where I'm going?
Amen.
Okay? That's going to be about 1,040,000. Okay? Oops. Oops. Give me 1 second. Let me get it right. Let me get it right. Let me get my numbers right. 1,040,000, if my math is correct, right? Okay. A month is submitted gross. Okay. So this is why we say get your 10 and get an organization that produces $1 million a month in OIC. Okay. Submitted gross. You like that, Princess? Good stuff.
Love it.
Okay. And that is all done through a cornerstone of 338. See, they already figured it out. When I joined OIC and they taught me 338, and I looked at Brad and them and I looked at their tenure and somebody who's already crossed the threshold of being the top 3, top 6% in a company like WFG, and then they came over here and they started their own company. They already had the recipe. So there's nothing wrong with the system. There's something wrong with people's ability to buy in. Okay? There's nothing wrong with the system. There's something wrong with individuals' ability to buy in. It's simple. Buy into 3, 3, and 8. How do you buy into 3, 3, and 8? Let's talk about it. Well, when you get a new person started, one of the first things we tell them to do is what? Go 3, 3, and 8. Get promoted within the first 30 days. Why is that so important? Because if they did it, guess what they're going to duplicate every single month? It's their normal. It's their normal now. So this is why, if we're leaders and we're bringing people on, this is why we're saying you need to go 3, 3, and 8. Like there's no other conversation to have. There's no, like, what are we talking about? What are we talking about? And here's the cool thing about it, George. When you teach that new agent how to go 3, 3, and 8, you say, listen, new agent, Mr. Samad, look, I know you just got here. I want you to go 3, 3, and 8, but it ain't even about you. This 3, 3, and 8, you don't even realize you're going 3, 3, and 8 for the people you about to bring onto this team. Because you have got to be the best blueprint. You have got to be the model. You have got to be the example of the example. You've got to be the blueprint of the blueprints. So when you start bringing people on board, sir, you won't have a production problem and you won't have a recruiting problem. But if I can't get you to buy into 3, 3, and 8, oh man, we duplicating all kind of ripples in the water that we don't want, that don't belong here. And we're making this thing a lot more complicated and crazy than it actually has to be. Okay. I hope this was valuable. Okay. Somebody let me know, put a 1 in the chat. Okay. Because I'm about to go teach this same thing to another group of folks. Listen,
absolutely.
This is what we on right now. This is what we on, and we ain't on nothing else. I don't think we gonna get off of this, Kim. I don't think we getting off of this one, right? I think we on this to the wheels fall off. This is what we on. We ain't never getting off, right? We ain't never getting off, right? So Hans, Augustine, I'm gonna open it up. Kim, I'm gonna open it up. Y'all, anybody want to kind of shed light on this? Gabriella, if you got 2 cents, I know you might be working, but those of you who want to chime in, let's talk about it. We got 10 minutes, mastermind team.
I gotta add something real quick. You actually just made me feel stupid. Not in a bad way, in a good way.
Okay.
What that means is not that you did anything wrong. You actually just cleared it up even further. It's not stupid like you made me feel stupid. It just be like,
yes, sir.
Oh, why were you making this so challenging?
Gotcha.
Prior to, meaning that when I wrote this down, so I'm looking at, I'm running the numbers, and I'm like, okay, hey, the first framework, and I've taught this recently, and it's becoming clear. Maybe that's why I'm saying the word stupid, not bad, but
all you
it's
crystal.
like, hey, Hans, why were you making this so challenging? Because it's like, hey, if we do 8,000 ourselves, we can feed our family. Then we help other people go 2 associates, 1 field director. That's 24K. But what's interesting is that it's beautiful because it's simple. It's beautiful because it's simple, because we don't need to really, oh, well, I got to write 50,000 myself. Because I'm just telling you guys from my perspective, when I had to write $50,000, I was pimp slapping a few folks along the way. When I say pimp slapping, I'm like, listen, this is between me and you. We about to fight, and you got a sign here. But do you know how like imperfect you feel in the process? Because if you want to make 50,000 sometimes in a month, you are violently not the best guy in the room. When I say that, and if I love my Jesus like I do, I need to come up with a way to organize this. But what I really just got excited about was that when I looked at the next map, then it's like, okay, it's even less complicated to make $1 million, extremely less complicated, because now I just focus on that very activity. If Hans Augustine focuses on just 3, 3, and 8 by himself every month, and that's all my target is, I can do more. I'm not saying don't write 15,000. I'm not saying don't write 19,000. I'm not saying don't do that if that's possible and it falls into place. But my minimum bridge is that, and then I'm just teaching the duplication. Now, the reason why I'm saying that is because in my past, Mr. Samad, along the way, recently I've had more confidence in expressing to the new agents that are coming on board. Before, I might have been casual about it. I'm very transparent, guys. I really don't hide too much. I tell people, what I'm saying is recently there was a few folks that I've talked to where I'm like, hey, this is a real business. In the next 30 days, I asked any of them that just came on board, hey, over the next 30 days, we have to get you paid by producing 3 business partners and 8,000 in points. And over the next 90 days, we got to get you in position. Now, when I said it the first time, I really didn't realize what I was saying in position for, because I think the language has been coming more clear after you helped me do that training the other day that I almost jumped off the bridge for. So that's why you guys need coaches. But what I'm saying is now it's become simpler and saying, hey, release the pressure off yourself, Hans, of expectation. Focus on the simplicity of bringing in this level of production and helping your team, because when you run the numbers now, you're saying, hey, Well, that associate just made me $840. That next associate made me another $840. And that field director just made me about $420. If you're breaking the 24K cycle of 20%, 10%. So I'm flowing, but if I'm doing that consistently, then it gets easier for Miss Hawkins. So the pipeline for us every day then is, hey, how do we develop enough business in the month to minimally write $8,000? And then how do we in the month try to drive on 2, 3 new business partners and just process it through the idea, sir, hey, brand new agent, this is our goal for the next 90 days. For the first 30 days, we got to get you moved into an associate, and then we're going to push to get you to the highest level, which is business director. We have a 90-day framework, and if you can do this first part, then it becomes extremely simple for your new person that you brought on board for us to set those expectations. Then when you look at the idea of just building business directors, it doesn't become difficult at all. Now, you guys might think I'm crazy, just what I'm saying. He just broke down a level of clarity that says, take it down a notch, Hans. Take it down a notch and just focus on the map. The map is 8,000 points. Now, if I do better than that, that just gives me a nice edge. But if I was brand new as an associate today, and this was my first contract, I now understand that I don't need to make it any more challenging than that. That doesn't mean you shouldn't have higher goals, but if you can see my notes, sir, I don't know if God just came down in my own space here. I am a little bit more, and then that brick that you put in the corner was like, okay, hey, this is our cornerstone. Don't remove yourself from the cornerstone framework of 3 applications, 3. Now, if you do better, that's great. But if we do this at minimum, now we're really building a business. And the reason why I came up very clearer, I'm going to be quiet so I can pass it to the other team. It became clear because in other businesses, I realized how complicated things can get unnecessarily, or I, Hans Augustine, made it more difficult. Like, so it's like, so somebody says, no, you want to buy a house? Yes. Okay, hey, go get a mortgage. But then if I start making it any more complicated, well, what kind of mortgage? How many mortgages? It just gets like, just get a mortgage, he said. Get a house, get a mortgage, close on it, and put these people in the house and move on. So that's beautiful, sir. I was just writing some names of people that I need to have a conversation with today. And oh, okay. I mean, let me be quiet because I'll turn into a preacher.
Let's go.
My bad.
Let's go. I tell you what, man, I'll tell you something that Mary Grace told me, and I'll never forget when she told me, because she told it to me at such a very peculiar time, because I was turning this thing into rocket science. She said it takes a genius to keep it simple, Sumi. It takes a genius to keep it simple. All right. Anybody else? Hans, thank you, brother, for sharing. Anybody else want to comment or takeaways or add to?
Hey, Sonny. Hey, brother.
Mr. Stephen Taylor. Congratulations on yesterday, sir, by the way.
Thank you, sir. Yesterday was service. Today began work of following up and doing everything that needs to be done. But I don't want to say anything at all about myself. I just want you to look at the comment that my superstar rock star agent Tyresha Hawkins put in the chat.
Okay.
Being honest, it really clicked this week, and I get it, like to the point where I get it.
Come on, Tyresha, let's go.
I get it. So at first I was not getting it until Hans came through this week and was just running it down again. Mm-hmm. But it's usually the language, Mm-hmm. Yeah, I get it.
Let's go.
guys, in my LinkedIn training, I used some of the architects' mentality. And by the way, he said, borrow somebody else's belief. I borrowed his from the very beginning. But he made it in one of his trainings. He talked about the power of one. right there, you just see from the old guy in the room, the mentality of finding one. Now I've got more I know that will be there. And I think Miss Nicole Francis is one, and there are others who are one. I think Marilyn Granado is going to be one. I think J.D. White will be one. But when one of those someones says, I get it, the sky's the limit. The sky's the limit. Congratulations, Miss Tyresha. I'm proud of you.
Breakthrough. Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. Congratulations. The seed cracks from the inside out. That's why we always say the future's not ahead of you, it's inside of you. So anybody else? Any takeaways, comments?
Good morning. Just want to say a couple things. Thank you for that. Just being simple. But if we just focus on doing 3 consistent things a day, we will get that 3, 3, and 8. Like we talked about yesterday, is the discipline and consistency. If you do your 8 a day, if you do your 5 to 10 follow-ups, and if you contact at least 10 people a day, that will get your 3, 3, and 8. So you always have to have, what a system and a thing that you have to, that's non-negotiable for you. So continue to be disciplined and consistent, and that 3, 3, and 8 will be there and more.
Absolutely, and more, right? We always say, Kim, 3, 3, and 8 is a habit, but like she said, it starts with the daily activities, right? It starts with those daily activities. The blueprint, you guys, though, I promise you, is in the first 30-day window of your new agent. I'll be very honest with you guys. It's in that first 30-day window of your new agent, right? Even if, watch this, even if you didn't get to associate in 30 days, does that mean that I don't push the marker for my new agent to hit the 30-day mark? No, right? Because they become, again, like I said, the example of the example, the blueprint of the blueprint. So what is the blueprint to make that happen, to crack that code? Well, we got our Infinite 8 every single day. We got our $1 Million Baby call. We got our wealth formula presentation. We've got our, we've got our 1, 2, 3 go system, game plan interview, bossing up, grand opening. We got the academy. So we've got so many different things that a brand new person could leverage to make those numbers a reality. After that, then you jump into the daily habits of what Kim is talking about to say, hey, how do I get the next 3 people? Because I just went 3, 3, and 8. It's no longer about me. See, the minute you go associate, it's no longer about you, by the way. It's about the 3 people you just brought on and making sure they get to the associate position within 30 days. If you help everybody have everything they want, you will automatically have everything you want. If you help everybody have everything they want, as a byproduct, you will have everything you want. So, anybody else before we wrap this up? All right, you guys. Well, I appreciate y'all for hopping on. And today is Thursday. Mr. Stephen Taylor will be doing a fantastic job on how to build your business through LinkedIn, and some philosophies that we have on building a business. It's not just about LinkedIn. It's about the philosophies that we bring to the LinkedIn platform. So, hey, you guys, listen, hop on that call, okay? Build your business, and I will see you guys on the next one. Peace.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.